What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 14, you guys. The episode is titled Shameless, Not Ruthless, you guys. So before we go ahead and jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do me that favor by liking the video, you guys subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, you guys, let's discuss Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, shall we? Alright, you guys, so let's start this episode up with, let's get Diona out the way. It wasn't much with Diona in this actually, it's never much with Diona when it comes to these episodes. Diana's scenes are by far the most boring that I think I've ever saw. Like, she has not, I don't even know what her storyline is, to be quite honest with you guys. But we actually open up her scene and we see Asher. So Asher is on the piano, he's playing and he's singing. And then she came down and they had a conversation. The gist of the conversation is, now you guys remember that she told us that she had a miscarriage, right? Well, she wants to go through the process of having another baby. So I'm guessing they're probably doing IVF. So she has to do hormones and whatnot. So that was that. They decided that they're gonna do that and they want to have another baby so their daughter can have a sibling. That's really all we got with Diana. Nothing less, nothing more. All right, you guys, so let's pause here and let's literally move forward. So next up, you guys, let's go ahead and talk about Kyle. So Kyle has Erica Jane over to her home, right? So when Erica comes over there, she and Erica are going to be doing stretches. You guys, I'm gonna keep it real with you. When it comes to Erica, it's like Erica has went from, she has a drinking problem. Now that we've addressed the drinking issue, now it's all about the sexuals. Let's be as sexual as we can be. That's what it's giving to me at this point. Erica is doing everything. Erica is doing everything to deflect from the situations that are going on in her life at present day. Like, I'm like, okay, girl, I see you. I see you. I don't want to. Like, I really want us to move past Erica and her, being sexual with whoever she's being sexual with. Because at one point, the guy was doing the stretch and Kyle was like, that doesn't hurt. She was like, no, it doesn't hurt. So Kyle, so they talk. So Erica says she is having sex with someone, right? Now, Kyle says, is this person the same age as, Tom or what? She says, no, he's not really the same age as Tom. He's actually younger than Tom, but he is older than I am. I was like, oh, so you definitely do have a type. You definitely do have a type. An old white man. And I know he gotta have some kind of money. Let's just be real. I ain't calling her a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. You know what I'm saying? So then Kyle decides that she wants to be producer, pot stirrer, and mention Garcelle talking about Erica's drinking, right? So Erica says that she doesn't have I don't have a fucking problem. I don't want to take this medication. I don't want this stuff in my life. There are a lot of things that people probably don't want, Erica, but you are married to Tom, so you have to deal with the pitfalls of being married to Tom. People think that, you knew stuff about, you knew more than what you were saying. I still don't believe that she knew that much, but I know she wasn't that oblivious. Let's keep it real. Erica wasn't that oblivious. So also Erica doesn't feel that when it comes to Garcelle, that Garcelle is coming from a good place. Okay, if you believe that, you believe that. You never said that to Garcelle, but okay, I'm gonna let Erica have that one. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. All right, you guys, so next up we see Sutton. So Sutton is at her store and Crystal comes by. So Sutton and Crystal, they sit down and have a conversation about what happened Sábado. If you don't know what Sábado means, that is Saturday in Spanish. So Sutton said things went terribly. And she's talking about, Rena's rosé tasting. So Sutton says that Rena blew up at her, and Crystal says, well, I had a conversation with Rena, and Rena told me that she is mad at you. And Sutton was like, that's interesting because when it comes to Renna, when we went to lunch, Renna was cool, Renna was this, and Renna was that. But go fast forward to the party, then she has an issue with me, and she only does this when she has an audience. And I was like, absolutely, Eric, absolutely, Sutton, that is all that Renna is. Renna does that shit when she has a damn audience, right? So then they talk about the fact that Crystal's eating disorder was brought up. And, Crystal thought, she said she had a conversation with Renna because Renna is the one who told her about that. And Crystal was thinking that it was coming from a good place. I'm like, girls, Renna didn't tell you how it really came up. That one coming from a good place. And even Sutton says, she questions the level of concern from the ladies. I was like, exactly. Those ladies were not one bit concerned about Crystal in that moment. Like the way that they were talking about Crystal is just like, damn. Because and Crystal said something in her. I think it was in her interview. She said something that I was like, see, you got to think about that. So she was like, just because she has the money, this and this and that, you don't necessarily know what she's done and what she hasn't done. So for you to make assumptions and judgments, it's kind of crass. It really is. Like, I didn't appreciate the women just because Crystal has, Rob has money. You guys don't know. It's a disorder. It's a disorder. It's just like someone who is an alcoholic. It's like someone who's a drug addict. Like, just because they have the means to do things doesn't mean that they haven't done things, number one. And just because they have the money to do things, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are in a position to want to help. You have to be willing. You have to be willing and open to accepting the help from someone else. And you guys don't know what step Crystal is in her eating disorder. You guys don't know that, and for you guys to sit there and have conversations about Crystal, and Crystal wasn't there to say, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, so you guys don't really know. So what you guys are saying is kind of basically irrelevant. Like, let's be real, irrelevant what they were talking about. But that's that. So let's pause here and let's go ahead and wrap the episode up with Dorit. Now, how the hell am I wrapping the episode up with Dorit? I don't know. All right, you guys. So Dorit. So we see Dorit and PK. They're the ones who actually opened the show up. So we see them. They went to the dentist and they were getting their teeth cleaned. Well, PK was getting his teeth cleaned, right? So Dorit tells us that a few years back that PK had gotten his teeth done, right? I was like, okay. And I was sitting there this whole time looking at this thing like, why the hell do I give a damn about PK getting his damn teeth done? And then Dorit was like, oh, and then, after he got his teeth done, I went and got my teeth done. And I was still sitting here like, why do I give a damn? Like, I was literally sitting here the whole entire time just thinking to myself, why do I care about this situation? Why do I care about Dorit's teeth? Why do I care about PK's teeth now, baby? When I tell you one thing about PK's teeth, those teeth were fucked up. They were oof. Now, I know I ain't got the best smile in the world, but damn, PK's teeth, what was that? So we also find out from Dorit that she is putting on a event for homeless, not toothless. That's an interesting name for a charity. Are you saying you'd rather be homeless than toothless? Like, that makes no sense. Homeless, not toothless. I don't get it. Do you guys? Homeless, not toothless. Because even the ladies were like, what's it called? Because at one point in the episode when Eric and Kyle, they were talking about it, and they were like, what's the name of it? And then Kyle's like, what, I'll just donate some money to it. So while she's talking about it, the orthodontist said he'll come and that he will grant one person, a new smile. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. I'm still stuck on his name, homeless, not toothless. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But okay. So you guys, we see everybody as they're getting ready. We see Renna and Kyle. They're on a FaceTime with each other, and that's going to come back up a little bit later in the episode. Ren and Kyle were on FaceTime with each other. Sutton and Garcelle were on FaceTime with each other. Sutton told Garcelle, like, hey, if you see that I'm sitting next to Renna, come sit in between us. And, Garcelle was like, gotcha. So we see as everyone, they're on there, we see as, Crystal and Rob are getting ready. They're telling him what color to wear. So I guess the theme was gold. So, yeah. Why gold? If this is about teeth, you wouldn't necessarily want to have a gold event. If it's see, that's the thing. Homeless, not toothless. If it's because if I'm thinking about homeless, you would think about green and you would want money. So I would say wear green. And then when you think about teeth, you think about white because pearly white teeth. But she said gold. And once again, I'm still stuck on this name, homeless, not toothless. So Eric and Renna, they in one car together, and Eric in his the little short cocktail dress she had on. Renna and that, when I tell you Renna's dress was gold, I was like, girl, what the hell? Diona, when she showed up, it looked like she had on yellow. I was like, okay, girl, if that's your version of gold, go off. I have nothing to say. So everyone is showing up to the party with the exception of Cherie because Cherie has COVID. I'm like, damn, COVID literally ran rampant through the cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like COVID ran through this cast. Like I think everyone last season and this season has had COVID. I'm like, damn, Jesus, y'all. So I will say one thing nice about Dorit, you guys. Dorit looked great in that dress that she was wearing. She looked great. Amazing. So, PK. I don't know who asked this story, and I don't know why you told this story. I guess it's a shot, and I'm still kind of confused as to why you had the name drop. So you guys remember in the last episode when PK got arrested, or whatever happened with PK, he got arrested. He went to the police station. They took him home, whichever one it was. So he lets us know who he was out having dinner with. He was out having dinner with Lionel Richie and John Legend. He told that to Eric and somebody else, and I was like, why do we need to know this? How is this? What relevance is this to the situation? Like, how is this relevant? I didn't understand how that was relevant. That's what I was thrown off by. How was it relevant? So the strange thing that happened. So when Renna got there, Sutton was already there, and Renna went up to Sutton and gave Sutton a hug and kissed Sutton. I was like, but just last week, in last week's episode, you was going off on Sutton. Now you're good with Sutton? Okay, Renna. I'm so confused. So Dorit, she gets up to introduce the charity to everyone, right? So then we have pot stirrer Kyle. So Kyle brings up Renna's wine tasting and how Renna says that she never told Sutton to get the fuck out. Well, Garcelle and Sutton says she did say that to me. Even her friends said, yeah, she definitely said, get the fuck out. And mind you, Sutton says, let's not do this right here, right now. Also, mind you guys that this is not just an event with the ladies. There are actual people here who are not a part of the Beverly Hills cast. So it's the husband. Well, it's actually just PK and Mauricio. Because no Harry Hamlin and the other ladies are single. So it wasn't just the ladies and PK and Mauricio. There was some of Crystal's. Oh, Rob. Rob was there. I keep forgetting about Crystal and Rob. Rob. So yeah, Rob was there, and a slew of some of Crystal's friends. I'm pretty sure some of Dorit's friends, the dentist, the orthodontist. And mind you, like I said, Sutton said to Kyle, let's not do this here, and let's not do this now. What did Kyle decide to do? Hey, Renna. So, they just said that you told her to get the fuck out. And Renna says she did not say that. And even Marisa was like, Renna, that definitely sounds like something that you said. Everybody at the table said that. And then that started a whole big argument with Renna and Sutton. Because Renna's thing is, you need to apologize to Harry Hamlin because you made Harry Hamlin feel so bad. And Sutton was like, I did apologize to Harry. You know, I sent him a nice text message, and she read the text message to us. And Renna says, you did not send him a text message. You could have spoke to him you could have said something to him at the party. Renna. What? I was just like, what in the hell is going on? And I'm just like, once again, there are other people sitting here because you saw these two women and they were just looking like, what the hell is going on? Those two women were just like, I don't know what happened. Because at one point, Renna, I mean, she got to the point where she was screaming. I'm like, Renna, girl, it ain't that deep. So, you guys know how Dorit is. When she has an event, she always wants to surprise her guests, right? Remember, she did Boy George a few seasons ago. So this time, she went one step bigger. And she went Melissa Etheridge. I was like, oh, I haven't saw Melissa Etheridge in quite some time. So Melissa Etheridge performed in Kathy. She said, who the hell is that? I was like, no, Kathy, not who the hell is Melissa Etheridge. Oh, God. So Melissa performed. The ladies got a picture with Melissa. And then after that, you know, Renna. Now, this scene, I definitely can tell this was real. You know, Renna let that wall down, and it was you guys might not believe. I know a lot of people might not believe it, but I definitely believe that this scene was genuine with Renna when Renna broke down crying because she said that Lois's things had just recently come to her home, and she's like she just doesn't know what she's doing. And you know, I echo that same sentiment, Ren. I know that feeling of losing your mother and, you know, not knowing, you know, how to proceed through your life without her. So I definitely know what. And when Renna just broke down crying, I was like, yeah, that's real, because I've had those moments plenty of times. So that was a real scene with Renna, and I actually really felt bad for, you know, I felt bad for Renna to lose your mother at any age is hard for you. So I felt bad for Renna, and everybody, you know, came around Renna and just showed Renna an immense amount of love, and I was here for it. And I'm glad that Renna said that her anger isn't with Sutton. She's just grieving, and she doesn't know how to grieve. Well, she doesn't know how to grieve, and she just has a mixture of emotions, and she just unleashed on Sutton. And Sutton's like, I can handle it. I was like, okay, Sutton, girl, if you feel like, if you know what, y'all good, I'm good. But that's the episode, you guys. Let me know. It seemed pretty fillerish, to be quite honest with you. But let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, you guys. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.